What's up, everybody? Where games are hard. Back in the year 2017, Donald Trump is weeks away from being the 45th president of the United States, and we are going to talk about some games, aren't we, Robert?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a year. It's been a whole year since I've seen your beautiful face.
No, but no.
I'm Stephen Riley, joined once again by Roberto, and the best beard in the business, Lucas Peters.
Hi.
Last year, 3 major VR headsets hit the consumer market. Those were the Oculus Rift, the HTC Vive, and the PlayStation VR, as well as open source VR, Gear VR, so I guess a bunch. Last year was the year VR became mainstream. You could buy it at Best Buy. Robert, is VR here to stay?
No.
No.
It's motion. It's the exact same thing as motion
VR
controls.
is the exact same thing as motion controls.
And it's 3D on the 3DS.
Now, I should phrase this question in the context of video games. Is virtual reality here to stay in the video game industry?
What I just meant is in the video game industry, it's a fad.
It's a fad.
For more serious purposes and other purposes, I'd say VR will have a long life in various specified fields. I don't know.
Lucas, what do you think? Is VR here to stay in 2017 and beyond?
Not 2017 and beyond, yes.
In the context of the video game industry.
In the context of the video game industry, I don't think it's gonna it'll take a lot longer for it to hit the required market density in order for it to stay popular.
In order for people to make games for it.
Yes.
I don't think
that brings me to my issue with
the barrier to entry for good video game VR like PC VR is at least
PSVR is really good though, so you can't say PC VR.
Yeah,
and PlayStation VR has arguably sold more than
Oh yeah, it has, but it's for the Oculus Rift and HTC Vive, barrier to entry is what, $600 at least.
A Vive is 1,300 Canadian, and a PC to run it is like $200.
Oh yeah, the barrier to entry for that stuff, no.
In Canada, the cheapest way to play VR is to buy the $330 PS4 and a $400 VR headset.
Yeah.
So you're looking at
really?
it? Yeah.
If you already had a PC that... Oh, I guess you probably don't have a PC that can run it, assuming that you'd be... Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If you had a PC that could run it...
If you had a PC that could run VR, it's still $1,300 for the Vive and $1,000 to $1,100 for the VR, so it's still cheaper to buy a new PS4.
The VR.
What?
You said the VR.
Oh, sorry, I meant Oculus.
The definitive VR.
So even if you have a PC that can run Oculus decently, it's still cheaper to buy a PlayStation 4 and a PSVR rather than an Oculus or a Vive.
Yeah.
I see.
That's why I'm saying that this year, no. It's not gonna.
See, I think that's gonna kill it.
That's also just the base PlayStation VR. So if you want PlayStation VR with the camera and controllers so you can actually play games, that's more. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
I'm a bit biased because I'm regretting my PlayStation VR purchase, but there's no games. They had the PlayStation Experience showcase, and it was I think they announced one new game for PSVR, and it looked awful, and
See, okay. So that by itself, obviously that wasn't worth it to you. I don't know, but I'm thinking there's going to be very little titles for this. If we had this conversation, this would have been a little bit more interesting conversation a month ago.
When I was hyped?
Yeah.
When I came home and I was like, this is the future of video games?
Yeah, a month and a half ago almost, I'd say, probably. Because at that point, you were just all for us. It's the new thing. Everything was going to do it. And I was like, I don't think so. There's a very small possibility that will happen. But now I'm almost positive. And I'm almost thinking that it may have reached its peak already, and it's just gonna stay sort of solid at where it is right now.
At this point, I'm convinced that PlayStation made PSVR just to get rid of all the Move controllers they couldn't get rid of. That's what I'm convinced this whole thing was, and it's just I liked the PSVR Worlds, which is the Wii Sports of PSVR, and I liked Until Dawn for a level, and I liked.
See, they haven't announced anything else, have they?
For PSVR?
Yeah.
I mean, there's more titles, but they're just shovelware, They're just ports from 5 games.
This is the same thing that happened to Wii U, is that Nintendo Land shipped, and, that was cool. You got to see all the things that the Wii U could do. And personally, I really like Nintendo Land.
Oh, I love Nintendo Land.
Yeah, but that was it. I mean, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, but that was on everything else.
That doesn't use the gamepad in an interesting way.
Except for 5-player multiplayer.
Okay, there's 5-player multiplayer. That was pretty cool. But I mean, past that, and that's one of the reasons why I think the Wii U failed.
The Wii U failed because no one bought it, so no one made games for it. But no one made games for it because no one bought it. Because this is the big issue in technology, is that that's why the Wii was such a weird thing, because it came with the one game that people wanted to play. So that's why people bought it, and enough people bought it that everyone else made games for it. That's not happening with PSVR. It doesn't come with anything that people want to play. It doesn't.
Killer app.
There's no VR killer app at this point in time.
And I don't think it's gonna come. I really don't. Like, I don't. There might be an app that comes that beats out VR Worlds, but I don't think it's gonna make it sell better, like significantly at least.
We're talking specifically about PlayStation VR here.
Yeah, PlayStation VR.
There's a game coming in 2017 called Farpoint, which is a first-person shooter set in a sci-fi setting that I haven't played, but everyone who has played it, like critics and media people I trust, are saying this is their favorite. And not the killer app, but once that gets out and people buy that and then more people get into it, that's going to be the big 2017 game. And that's probably the next PSVR game I'm going to buy, honestly. It's Farpoint. Yeah.
I'm gonna say for VR, just give it time. Like
give it time?
To make like.
So you think it's
VR
here to stay?
costs, yeah, I'm saying it's not. It's not like not. This is not the time for VR. Give it a couple years when it's like actually like cheap enough to produce
and wireless.
Like yeah, like it's the barrier to entry needs to be a lot lower, and that's why I'm saying give it time for the barrier to entry to become a lot cheaper.
See, though I think it's very comparable to the 3D on the 3DS. It's like you don't need it to play any. Like really, you don't need it to play these games. I mean,
the 3DS is the most poorly named console ever, because I don't know anyone who uses the 3D. I don't think 3D was a selling point.
But okay, at the start it was a selling point.
At the start it was a selling point.
Yes, and I think the exact same thing's gonna happen with VR. Is that at the start that's the selling point, and then
what's the selling point at the start?
VR, that you get to see things in 3D and it tracks your head movement, right? And then that's like I think it's gonna die sort of like 3D did, and there's no other selling point for VR headsets.
Well, now I'm just sad.
Well, I mean, 3D died in homes because the only
because you needed glasses and everyone already had glasses. And everyone's like, I don't want 4 glasses on my face.
VR is just a big pair of glasses.
You needed powered glasses to like for more than half the TVs.
VR is just a huge pair of powered glasses.
No, but like this is like if we're talking like forget games, like this is for consumer like just basic 3D movies in home. You needed either power glasses or you need to get a TV that had the polarized supported polarized glasses like real TVs, but that came way too late, and so that's probably why 3D in homes died, because like it's like the barrier to entry too high. It was way too high. Because each pair costs like $60 a piece for the powered glasses. So if you wanted 4 people to watch a 3D movie, you needed $240 for the powered glasses, which
that's a quick
barrier to entry.
A quick note there. This is one big disadvantage that VR has, is that it's not a shared experience. So like
it's hard to demo, it's hard to understand without playing, and it's not something people want to do with other people around.
But overall, I think that's a very minor thing and why it's going to die. The other thing I was going to say when you were saying that, it's a hassle. It's a bit of a hassle to set up.
Yes, but that's part of what Lucas is saying, is over time it becomes wireless. You slip it on,
or like it's just one wire.
But at that point,
Intel already has wireless VR.
But at that point,
decent wireless VR.
I'm not sure if it's decent, but they have the technology.
Because like if it's just one wire, that's fine. But like if it's like just like a giant thick ass cable, like no, it's still like too.
I see augmented reality. I see that.
Microsoft HoloLens.
Yeah.
I think the reason they sat on it for so long, because they have working kits out to people, but the reason they're sitting on it is because they're looking at the success or not success of VR. They're reading when's a good time to.
They're gonna wait for the VR train to pass before they
try and because AR is absolutely more applicable to games, I think, than virtual reality.
And the other thing with that is that realistically, if it's like they're like a pair of glasses, right? And then they have overlays on top of it.
Yeah, so there was the most famous demo I think anyone's seen for the HoloLens in the game space was at E3 2015. They played Minecraft on stage and showed how you could just use your kitchen table as the Minecraft world, drag it around, actually go in, look around.
Okay, because with that, you can wear those glasses at all times without the AR, right? And so then it's not a hassle to actually like. I
Yeah.
feel like just
No,
even
HoloLens really is like a
is
same
it?
size as a
Okay.
VR headset.
It's like it's like
Okay.
not like
That's
Okay, I
why
don't know.
that's why they're holding it. I think it's gonna get lighter, it's gonna get smaller, it's gonna get cheaper.
Also, like the E3 demo is kind of like false advertising because apparently like people that have like tried out like a HoloLens, it's actually like just like a screen, not like it doesn't cover your whole field of vision. It's like in front of you.
Well, that's dumb.
And like the
No,
VR
that
and the E3 demos, they make it like it's the entire thing.
Yeah, they make it look like it's your whole world.
No, it's like a large part of the front but like not your peripheral vision.
That's a big issue people had with VR is like covering up that space because it just
Yeah.
pulls you out if you can see anything else.
Exactly.
That's why I turn my lights off to play VR.
See, and that's the one other thing is I feel like VR sort of makes more sense portable, although you can't play it portable because you need to be like
Aware of what's you're walking into.
aware of what's.
I mean,
and so I'm thinking with AR, you can still have sort of both happening at the same
I
time.
mean, Pokemon Go proved that you're still not aware of where you're going.
I
when
mean,
you're playing
of
it
course,
in
that still happens. I mean, as technology advances, they can probably see like the sudden thing is
even
in front of you.
Google
they're
Glasses
turn
I
off
have-
the.
because they were
well, glasses are like they had their privacy issues.
Yeah.
Google Glasses. Cardboard, on the other hand, Google Cardboard. I mean, there's like almost no games like actual proper games.
no, because the application for Google
For
Cardboard
Cardboard.
is educational settings, and that's where millions and millions of them are being used.
Yeah, because like it's super cheap to build.
The $60, every
every
one of your every kid in your
cardboard.
class gets one. They put their own phone in.
Or like
The cardboard is $60.
no,
No,
cardboard.
No, like to like the phone and everything.
Oh no, like I mean.
Okay.
To
Okay.
actually, like,
Okay, yeah.
like aside from like the cost of the phone, to build a cardboard headset is like $20-something, because you need
20?
like pre-made kits, like kits you
Is
assemble
it,
yourself.
Okay, is it not just cardboard?
It's like it's got two lenses inside.
Oh,
It comes
okay,
with like two
okay.
like plastic lenses
Okay.
that like separates the eyes. So then
Alright.
you put your phone.
But the
in.
application for that is not games. I think as
Yeah,
far as the game space goes,
that's where Daydream comes in, because Google's
the
creating like,
Daydream,
consumer VR.
even Daydream is like underselling from what they were expecting.
I mean, I don't know how compatible Daydream is, because I think it's for Google Pixel only for now.
Is it?
I mean, I don't know any other devices that are compatible with the Daydream.
Mike
headset.
Bithell, who did Thomas Was Alone and Volume, made a Google Pixel game. People kind of liked it. Yeah.
Sounds like fun. But what were you gonna say before I interrupted?
As far as the game space goes, I think Robert and I are kind of feeling like VR is going to sort of fall into a niche sort of side market that isn't the
I
revolution.
think it's gonna die.
No, it's enough people have invested in it. Oculus and
It's not gonna die today or this year even. It's gonna die like 2 years, 3 years from now. And then
no,
there's
it's
like
it's here for a long time. Like VR is here for a long time, but it's not
going to be like the mass market thing that everyone predicted.
Shuhei Yoshida, when he was talking about the launch of PlayStation VR, he said we're treating this as the launch of the PlayStation 1, and that we're dumping millions and billions of dollars into talent, and they're growing this platform. And so I really do think that it's going to be a long time before, if ever, they cut. Like they're like, we're not making enough money. They sold out every PSVR they shipped out.
see the issue is not the fact, like, will there ever be VR headsets after the ones that are sort of announced and out now? I don't think there ever will be.
Yes, no, there absolutely will be. The Vive 2 is in development. Oculus
Yeah,
is working on
I'm
the
pretty
next.
sure. I think they're gonna cancel that.
They're not canceling the Vive 2. They're not. The Vive 2 is a thing that's going to come out, and people are going to buy
Okay,
it.
well, depend. Okay, when's like estimated release date for that? Because if it's 3 years away, I don't think it's gonna.
I don't
happen.
think it's going to be like a giant product. I think it's going to be like incremental updates, because I know that HTC is working on, or Valve is working on like updated controller design for the Vive.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're working on improvements for the headset itself. They might make it lighter. They might make fewer wires. I don't know what they're planning with that, but
See, as the PlayStation VR, from what I'm hearing, I almost feel like it's had its like most, it's had its the success it's gonna have. Like past this.
I don't even know. I went to EV Games and it's like 3 games on a shelf and the box underneath, and I'm like,
Like you say, it's shovelware, and I mean I haven't seen what it is.
PlayStation VR?
The things to be announced, and so like I played it, and it's interesting, but like it's definitely not something I think is worth.
If the top talent's working on
$800.
it, they sure haven't announced anything. So
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. If they're not
Farpoint is the
working
most
on it,
exciting VR game.
if they're not working on it now, I don't think they're gonna work on it later.
It's troubling, Robert.
Yeah,
It's troubling.
and so, like I think definitely for PlayStation, that's probably it's gonna die within like the next year or two.
Well, we have a slightly more optimistic opinion, a very pessimistic opinion, and a somewhat begrudged opinion.
Yeah, buyer's remorse.
I mean, you were a
That's our
bit swindled.
thoughts.
You were a bit swindled. I'll agree. I think it would make more sense that there was more support for it. But
Probably use the money on the Switch instead.
and the Switch is gonna have a
2
VR
switches.
headset.
It's gonna have its own like cardboard thing.
That's our thoughts on
You switch it into VR.
virtual reality in the year 2017.